Hey traders, Shane from GMT Futures and FX. We've got a special presentation tonight as part of our live training webinar. We have Sky Wu from My Trade Host. He's going to be talking to us about automated hosting solutions and how that process can improve your trading edge. So looking forward to the presentation. Sky's been helping our pro traders for the last 2 years with their automated solutions, and he's been doing a fantastic job. So it's really timely that we get Sky along, because we obviously want to get an update or find out what are the latest developments in this field of automated hosting. So if you've ever contemplated using a virtual server or a dedicated server before, this will be a really good insight into what that process involves, and also how to get the most out of your online trading. So looking forward to the presentation. Now this presentation is brought to you by our Pro Traders program. So we're excited to be here, obviously excited to be part of the information that Sky's going to be presenting, and looking forward really looking forward to the presentation. And without further ado, I'll hand over to Sky. Cheers.
Thank you, Shane, for inviting me. And hello, everyone. My name is Sky Wu, and I'm the president of My Trade Host. Thank you all for joining me today. We're going to discuss in this webinar automated hosting solutions for TradeStation and multi-chart traders. You're all probably exhausted from watching the elections results on Saturday, so I promise I'll do my best to keep the technical jargon to a minimum. Our company provides, let me get the slide. Okay. Our company provides advanced hosting solutions for active traders. We help traders put automated trading on remote, dedicated, and virtual servers near their brokerages and exchanges to improve their trade execution and trading results. From real-time monitoring to backup, failover, and recovery services, we're a complete solution for your trading hosting needs. Because, though important, remotely hosting your trading is not easy, because you're mixing two very difficult things to manage in life. The first is technology. The pull your hair type of technology, server technology, that most traders don't know much about. And we're mixing that with trading. The pull your hair out type of business endeavor that you and I know adds a few new gray hairs every day. And what happens when this volatile mix is combined is, yes, you guessed it, sometimes disaster if you aren't careful. Well, today I'm going to help guide you through the remote trading hosting maze and make the critical decisions hopefully easier for you on your trading journey. So what we're going to talk about today is why it's important for you to pick the right server type, the right trading network, the right technical team to manage your technology, and we'll review all the ingredients that should go into your technology plan, such as your trading data, execution methods, how to remotely access your server, and what to do when things go wrong. And I'll leave a lot of time left to answer your questions, and you can ask your questions along the way. And let's get started. First, the trading network. Why is it important to have a low latency connection and reliable network? Low latency meaning you're very close to your broker. There's a famous saying in real estate, location, location, location. It applies just as importantly to trading. The farther you're away from your broker's trade and data servers and the trading exchange itself, the slower your execution and communications with them. Network engineers call this latency, which is the minimum time it takes for the smallest possible amount of your trading data to reach the destination that you're trying to reach and back. And the network engineers count this time down to the millisecond, which is 1/1000th of a second. It doesn't sound like much, but in computer and global internet terms, a few hundred milliseconds or a quarter of a second is an eternity. For example, our trading friends down in Australia sometimes experience latency of 250 to 350 milliseconds to their US brokerage trading servers. Now, you can't get worse than that. Well, maybe in China or in India, but it's pretty bad at 250 to 350 milliseconds. Why? Because there are a lot of other traders around the world that are much faster than you. In the US, you're likely getting no worse than 75 milliseconds. In a lot of places, maybe 50, 40 milliseconds. Even from Europe, you're not much worse than 100 milliseconds if you're in, say, the UK. And for those that are co-located near or at the exchange, we're talking about funds, hedge funds, that are somewhere at the 2 milliseconds range. Some hedge fund and money funds are so close to the exchanges, like on the same floor, that they're counting their latency in sub-millisecond times, as low as 1/1,000,000th of a second. So what does that mean to you? Well, it means you just might be the last in line for both getting your data from the brokerage or your data service and also getting your trade in executed with your broker or exchange. Who's ahead of you? Well, there's those funds hosted on the same racks as in the exchange, such as the Chicago Merc or the NYSE or NASDAQ. Then there's clients that co-locate their server near the exchange, or they're trading near the exchange, like my TradeHost clients do. And then there's those traders in the same country, in the United States, for example, if you're trading the Chicago Merc or NYSE. And then there's traders in nearby countries like, Canada, Mexico, countries closer than you are. And then there's basically you, that's across the world, completely and very, very, very far away. So it's not just the distance or the latency of time that's a critical factor in your trading connection, but you also have a dozen or two what they call hops, a network engineering term, an affectionate term that engineers use, that describes your path through the internet, through a lot of gateways. You've got to hop through these gateways. And these internet service providers, the ISPs for short, are your lifeline between your connection, let's say in Brisbane or Sydney, Australia, to your US exchanges. In other words, your data is hopping through these gateways back and forth across the globe many, many times a second. And your path through the global communication network is not a straight line. And guess what? ISPs along your global network path often run into network problems. You either get rerouted or your data is dropped and it has to be resent and resynced. And this takes a lot of time. It might be only milliseconds, but milliseconds count when it comes to computers. And each of these ISPs serves their own self-interest. They're willing to route traffic for fees back and forth, but they always prioritize their local traffic. And as you can see in this global network diagram, your path from, say, a place like Australia to North America can take some unexpected turns and has a lot of variability. Your path could be one of 100 paths going through to the United States, depending on the state of the internet on a daily basis. So what we do at My TradeHost is try to shorten that path through 1 or 2 hops instead of 15, 20, sometimes 25 hops for a lot of clients. And that gets your latency down to 1 to 3 milliseconds on average. This eliminates a lot of uncertainty in your trade and data connections in your trading platforms. You're not going through so many gateways that can provide problems, reroutes, or compete just simply down and drop your data packets. For TradeStation users, TradeStation locates their servers in New York, Chicago, Miami, and Dallas. Depending on which markets you trade, how you trade, and where you're trading from, we put you in a certain data center very close to TradeStation, depending on your criteria. Multicharts, as you know, supports a good variety of brokerages. Some traders go with such brokerages as GMT Futures, Interactive Brokers, TD Waterhouse, LMAX, Rhythmic, list goes on. Some data services that multi-charts uses are like eSignal, DTN, even TradeStation, and some free brokerage feeds are also considered as part of where we would locate your server. And depending on where your data service is located and where your brokerage is located in terms of their geo proximity, we make different choices, and we help you decide on those choices to have the best compromise possible. But in general, the closer to the broker or to the trading exchange, the better off you are. And for semi-automated or semi-discretionary traders, we strongly consider where you're logging in from to ensure you have a fast and responsive remote desktop connection. If you're from the UK, we may host you at a East Coast United States location instead of maybe in Chicago if you need a very, very stable remote desktop connection. And there have been many times that we've advised and changed what types of data services and brokerage our clients choose because of where the client is located. Or sometimes we find a location that is really a compromise of all these criteria that we consider. The second issue we help traders with is what type of server to select. There are two server types that most traders pick from. They are what is called a virtual server, VPS for short, and dedicated servers. And it's a very important decision that the trader needs to make. Because the VPS is a shared resource. The difference between a virtual server and dedicated server is that the virtual server is when a hosting company splits the real hardware server into many smaller servers. So the host can sell you a cheaper virtual machine and makes more profit. You share part of the CPU, memory, storage, network, power, and the operating system of one big server. You and other VPS users are using the same computer hardware, the same computer hardware box. A dedicated server, on the other hand, is all dedicated to you. You get the entire hardware box. Basically, everything is yours. Obviously, you get a lot more resources and better performance on a dedicated than sharing your box with 10, 20, and with some crazy hosting companies, 30 or more VPSs per hardware box. The same hardware box has 30 tenants. We always recommend to our clients who trade real money to get dedicated servers. And just use VPS for testing, development, or as an affordable backup or failover server to their main server should that main dedicated server, go down. VPS are good for simulations or demo brokerage accounts for you to do all the testing before you go live. But in our opinion, VPS are not enterprise quality. That type of critical, it has to run critically at all times that active traders really need. They need that type of continuous uptime and high performance and reliability. So a VPS is more like a motel. A lot of other guests share the same building, whereas the dedicated server is like your own home. You're the only tenant. You are kind of the king of your own house, and again, everything is yours. You don't have to suffer what we call the VPS bad neighbor syndrome. With dedicated servers, not only are you not diluting resources, but you don't have to deal with all the other people that are running their trading platforms and operating system and who knows what applications they're running or they're forcing onto a VPS. Just imagine, you're about to get a signal to buy 10 contracts of crude oil, and it just happens two other traders in neighboring VPSs decide to reboot their servers because their trading platforms are locked up during some fast market event, let's say, that's happening in, that's being caused by news coming out of Syria. Rebooting a VPS takes a lot of resources and hits your shared drives and computer performance quite a bit. And since they're bringing their trading platforms back up and their charts are trying to get back online, their TradeStation is recycling and reloading all their historical data. And that's running through the same network pipe. It's hitting the same disk as your VPS. In fact, in fast market panics, everybody is processing a lot of data, and their virtual servers slow down the entire box. Suddenly, you notice your own TradeStation frozen too, and you're asking, why? You keep on asking the question, why? And then it dawns on you, and we tell clients one word. It's because you're running on a VPS. You need to live with bad neighbors on a VPS, and sometimes lots of them. Don't believe hosting vendors when they say VPS are their own isolated containers. This is simply not accurate. VPS give you your share or slice of the computer resources, but they're on the same hardware. For CPU and hard drives, you need to wait your turn. Though measured in milliseconds, that time share is still critical. Your operating system, software, trading platform, the code that you're running in your strategies and the platforms need to wait. The storage of your trading data needs to wait. You need to wait for your time share of the computer processing on a VPS. And depending on the type of VPS technology used by the host, even the memory allocation could be shared. When your VPS maxes out on the memory on any hardware box, you may be actually using virtual memory from disk. And this is a real killer for VPS. As your real memory swaps to disk, your trading platform hits the disk really hard, and your VPS can crawl to a standstill and crash your entire operating system. It may not happen during light loads, but during the worst of times when markets are really running fast and chaotic, you're most likely to hit the wall on your VPS disk storage. With dedicated servers, you have the entire pie. You have the entire time slice. You seldom have any problems. And this is very important, especially for platforms like TradeStation and multi-charts. Although lightweight platforms like MetaTrader, you can get away with running on VPS, even though we still don't recommend it for live trading with any significant amounts of money. TradeStation and multi-charts are big platforms. They require some real beef to keep running. TradeStation and multi-charts are heavy on resources. They use a lot of CPU, memory, and disk, especially when you have a burst of activity or data because of a fast market event. And the applications will also reserve a lot of memory it doesn't really need right away, and cause Windows to also make this extra reservation of memory by swapping some current used memory to disk. This usage is the Achilles heel of any VPS system, the most important bottleneck of running any virtualized machine. I've seen many traders run 10 to 15 heavy big charts on a VPS, and they wonder why it's so slow. It's because TradeStation and multi-charts are real resource hogs. Just think about it, fellow TradeStation and multi-charts users. Sometimes you can get sluggish response from these trading platforms on just a basic computer desktop that you're running, a pretty hefty one. You can get a slow response also on a dedicated server. Just imagine what your TradeStation or multi-charts runs like on a VPS. If you're trading heavily with lots of charts and workspaces with what amounts to be a little piglet of a server, of a VPS virtual server, that hog of an integrated platform like TradeStation is starving for a piece of the entire resource pie. So we recommend VPS for testing out your computerized trading, or as a backup failover system in case your main dedicated server fails, or as a testing or demo account trading server. But be smart about it. When you save a few pennies with VPS as opposed to a dedicated server, you risk big dollars by not getting the best and most reliable equipment. Especially for active or bigger traders, where bad slippage or downtime can be thousands of dollars lost, or lost opportunities per trade. The choice is ultimately yours. We provide both VPS and also dedicated servers, but making the wrong choice sometimes will put regret into your wallet. There's a lot of hard work in preparing and managing technology, and most hosts, most web hosts, computer hosts out there, though they sell you the hosted server, they don't really think about or support the technology itself because, as I said, it's hard work. You've worked with computers before, and even if they're just your own home desktop, and you know how much effort it is that you need to put into it to get your home computer optimized to how you work, even how your trading platform works. Ask yourself, how do most hosts think they can run an automated Windows install, and that's it? They hand you a server a couple minutes after the Windows install finishes, and then they call it a TradeStation or multi-charts or whatever the platform is compatible. You're left on your own after that. Even before we at MyTradeHost hand over the servers to you, we've gone through a 30 points of inspection and special configurations according to what you need in your trading if you're a discretionary automated trader, and what platform you're running, software, operating system, hardware. They're all checked, and they're ensured to be running optimally. Our install takes a technician several hours after the server is well tested, burned in, and provisioned. Because we know the better built the car that comes off the assembly line, the safer and more successful your journey is. The same is for trading servers. The same is for your trading plan. And it's very important you have a team that knows what they're doing from both a technical perspective and also a trading perspective. And our attention to detail also extends past just getting you the perfect trading server. We help many traders set up the fastest possible remote desktop connections from wherever they're working, whether it is using a native Windows remote desktop protocol software on your desktop, or a third-party, what they call VNC or web-based application. We help you kind of navigate and manage your choices of how you connect to your trading server. Sometimes we help clients set up their high-bandwidth remote server connections on multi-monitor displays of sometimes 2 to 6 screens, which other hosts almost never consider tackling. But we know that it is important for you to manage your trading, especially for a lot of semi-automated or semi-discretionary or discretionary traders. And we also make sure that whatever device you're using, whether it's a desktop or mobile phone, tablet, or laptop, that you're always connected wherever you travel or work. No matter if you're running TradeStation or multi-charts from a single workspace or desktop or across multiple screens, our team has helped a lot of traders like you pick the right tools and navigate through all the details of getting connected and fully trading. And keep in mind, with trade hosting, it also frees you as a trader so you can get access to your live trading anywhere in the world. Whether you're on a beach, you're at your daughter's recital, or anywhere you can get a internet connection, you can be managing your trades on a trading server that's running at high performance and complete redundancy and reliability, as long as you have the right mobile equipment, and we can help you with that. And this is very important, especially for traders in the audience who are from places like Australia that are very far away from the US or UK exchanges. And my trade hosts, most of our clients, a majority of them, are outside the United States. Most of our audience today also, I believe, are from Australia and New Zealand, and you fit perfectly into this category. And I probably don't have to tell you how hard it is to trade the US or UK exchanges from abroad. Why? Because your day is our night, and our US night is your day. In today's 24-hour trade cycle, money never stops. But if you're trading US or European exchanges, your main action, even 24-hour currencies, are tied to New York and London times. And a lot of the practical time zone issues related to your trading have to be addressed. This is what I call sleepless in Brisbane, or fill in the blank, far away place that you're trading from. When trading at night, This practically you've got to sleep. So many Australian or international traders of U.S. markets need to set their trading systems to automatically trade. Spouse, family, work, social commitments aside, it's still very hard to be nocturnally trading markets. You really become a slave to the time cycle where trading is very inconvenient. So all the monitoring and technology and recovery systems must run on automatic while you are asleep. And that's a very scary proposition, enough to keep you up maybe every night. If trouble strikes, you need to be awakened to review and fix whatever trading problem you might have with your data, trading platform, server, or any other error event, like positions that are wrong at your brokerage. At MyTradeHost, we have trading tools to help you monitor and also to help you recover and fail over your trading automatically to other computers and servers should things go wrong, like a disconnection in your server, or maybe a disconnection at the brokerage side. Something that goes wrong, you need to be notified, and you need to have the system try to self-correct itself. We custom tailor our services and solutions to meet your trading requirements and the type of trader you are. So when you contact us, we walk you through and we ask a lot of questions, and we try to find the right mix of services to add to your remote trading server. So you can basically sleep well at night and spend more time with your family without missing a beat in the markets, which is, for a lot of you, when you're asleep. Finally, I want to talk about the choices you make for your trading server. If we could get to the next slide. The choices you make, even after you get your trading server in place and running nerd exchanges, is that there's a lot of things you have to consider. If, as we say, if you're not careful about how you manage things like your data and execution choices, no matter how great your trade server is that you get from us or from any other host, or how close you put your trade server to your broker, we always say garbage in always produces garbage out. You have to be very smart about your trading data and execution choices. And we can help advise you on many of the trading and technology choices you're making. First, many of your traders that come to us don't really know where their data is coming from. Do you know? I'd like to ask the audience right now, do you know where your trading data is coming from? If so, where? A lot of traders don't know exactly. It could be coming from a lot of sources. Do you know if your data sources come from a specific data center from your brokerage or data service? Did you know that your data, even though if you're logged into a trade server, say in Chicago, could miraculously in TradeStation come from any one of the 4 other data centers TradeStation uses? Do they have multiple server locations across the country for both your brokerage and your data service? These are questions that you should be asking, and we at MyTradeHost help our clients ask. So when you ask these questions, you also have to dig in a little bit deeper and ask if your real-time and also historical data are synchronized. We have a lot of clients that come to us and say, you know, our server in Chicago is getting data that seems different than what I'm getting on my desktop at home. And we tell them, you're probably getting data from a different data center, or even from a different server, part of the server farm at a data center. So you really need to know how your trading systems will react to slightly differing data. And it's very hard for the brokerages or the data services companies to synchronize all of their servers together, because the information needs to be scrubbed and it needs to be updated in real time. So if the data doesn't match, you need to ask the question, will it materially affect your trading results? This is something that we help clients look into. And for existing clients, we try to tell them if anything is even remotely different about your trading compared to your home desktop or office desktop, you should come to us and we'll take a look for you and we'll give you advice. There's dozens more questions we can help you ask and that you should answer, but you get the idea. If your data is bad, then your trading is bad. And I bet very few of you inspect your data from day to day, or even from time to time. The most you may do is review the performance summary of your strategy simulations, or how often do you, so we try to help clients look into their data from time to time. If they have any suspicions that their trading is not acting according to what they've experienced on their own desktop computers. We help clients even check the lag of their real-time data compared to the real-world trades that are happening, that are being reported in the data. We help them ask the question, are the trade timestamps close to what is appearing in your trading platform and in terms of your trading results, real-time trades that are coming in? You can spend a lot of money, time, and energy and still be at the mercy of bad data. So this is one of the things that we try to teach clients to not only review for themselves, but as part of the service we provide, we'll look into anything that may occur to that is suspicious in your data. And we also talk to clients about what type of execution is best for their trading systems. Are you running stops, limits, market orders? Where are the stops being held? At the brokerage, on the exchange, or at your own trading platform? You might have a great trading server, but maybe your execution is just really, really not not geared towards your style of trading. So we help clients review that. What happens when you get partial fills, or when you're sending orders in as fill or kill orders? Does it make a difference to your trading method? These are questions to ask, and it's also integrated into how we think about setting up your trading server, and also where we're setting up your trading server. Are your trades executing intrabar or end of bar, or maybe even end of day? Does your data lag, or your execution lag from day to day? Is there a big range? And does it materially impact your computer trading results? These are things that we help clients work through, and they should use us as a resource. And even something as simple as, have you reviewed or had an expert programmer review how efficient your program strategies are for your automated trading? Do you have like 1,000 or 10,000 line programs running across 20 charts with 2 years of 5 minutes data on each chart, and you're expecting great results? Or did you purchase a strategy from a vendor that is locked up, the code is locked up, but you don't really know how fast or how well it runs, especially across a lot of charts and workspaces? These are things that we can help you talk to your vendors and get a good sense of how we can improve their how we can improve those systems running on a trade server. And it's very important because in a blink of an eye, big things can happen in the markets, and you need to be thinking about trading on the very second and millisecond time frames. Slippage happens so fast in today's high ultra frequency markets. Oops, let me go back here. I'll give you two quick recent market examples. First, a one-tick chart on the AUD USD, the Australian US dollar cross. You often see examples of markets running much faster than expected. And in this example, you can see if you made the wrong decisions of where you're hosting your server, how you manage your data, what code you're running, and how you execute your trades, you're probably getting the worst price of every fast price move. And you can see here, every half-minute section I've kind of darkened out here, and in that half minute, the market has moved, and it barely had a downtick or an uptick in the opposite direction. And in these moves, you're probably getting the worst fill in that half minute if you don't execute correctly or have a trading server that is very close to the brokerage. If you're in Australia, your trading your total time to process the trade, from getting the data, processing it in your code, sending out the trade, and getting the trade fill, is probably many seconds, 10 seconds to 20 seconds in a fast market. Even if you're located near the exchange, you may not get your fills reported that quickly. So you're probably getting a worse slippage than you would normally expect if you don't look at all the factors that we talked about. Another recent example, and I think some of the traders that we worked with have also told us that they're trading crude, that they've seen more than expected slippage. For example, this one tick chart of crude oil. On a 1, 5, and 15 minute and also 45-minute time frame, all the traders using those type of charts are executing at the end of the bar. And they have about a 2-second period of window where before crude oil kept dropping, over the next 1 second, there was not an uptick. If you were slower to that trade by 2 seconds, and even 7 seconds before, if your trade data wasn't getting to you right away, as the bar turned and was triggering a trade, you would have gotten a lot of slippage. So what this all means is that, can you afford to be late in your trade? As we say to a lot of people coming to us, a recipe for losing is basically what bad choices you might make for your trading and also your trade location of your trading server. Say, for example, a trader trades from home. They're getting their data seconds slower than the latest market timestamp. Their trade and data communication is taking a while to go back and forth to the brokerage. A less than optimal server and software configuration that they've used for quite a while, or they choose something like a cheap VPS or virtual machine where the performance can be sluggish, or they're experiencing a bad internet connection day, running bad code over many charts, or choosing the wrong order, like a market order that takes time to send and execute. You add all this up, and it could be many seconds before your trade is actually processed and executed, which means, for example, of our crude oil example we just used, that could be 2 seconds where you're 10 ticks, 20 ticks too late in terms of your slippage. This is a hypothetical example, but a few seconds is a very long time in today's high-frequency trading markets. And a half second later, in a lot of trading markets, in a lot of fast-moving markets, you're simply too late. Our clients come to us for a lot of reasons, and one of them is just to help them manage their technology risks. A lot of what we do is we help set up our clients in a way that gives them a peace of mind that they've gone through all the due diligence of setting up a good technology plan and reviewing all the details of getting their servers and their trading platforms hosted near the brokerages and exchanges. We help them to have all the contingencies in place before they start real money live trading. They know they can eliminate some of the trading risks by knowing they have a secure facility with redundant power and network with continuous uptime for the hardware and communications. They also know that they can add important trade monitoring solutions to let them know that when their trades are mismatched with their brokers, when their platform has lost connection, or they can no longer reach their trading activity on that trading server. When their trading server is down or the brokerage is not responding, we help clients get alerts and monitor that type of activity. Our clients know that they can keep backups of their trading server so they can restore it in case of something like a hardware, software, or operating system failure. And with our one-of-a-kind failover and recovery services for TradeStation, they can get truly uninterrupted and continuous trading. Our clients know that we've thought long and hard about their trading issues and can provide guidance and support for their trading and server hosting needs. And most of all, we can help our clients develop their plan for when things go wrong, whether it's software, trading platforms, operating system, hardware network, data problems, internet connection, brokerage downtime. abnormal market events, slippage, strategy position mismatches, backup and recovery, failover or replacement systems, trading shutdown, remote or traveling access. All of these issues we can help them with. We know that trading is never perfect. What our clients do in the face of adversity is really important in their success. So we help them with a lot of this contingency planning. But trading success is ultimately up to you, and it's very hard work, probably harder than most anything you've done in your life. But you don't have to be alone in this type of journey. You need the right team behind you. So we always tell our clients and prospective clients to select your team carefully. Do you have the right team? Have they practiced and prepared your system and trading game plan? Are they on the same page as you? Are they there to support you? Many in the hosting business just don't care. Not just about your success, but trading in general. They don't even know what a trade data cache is. They don't know much about your trading network quirks. When your chart is frozen, they have no idea what to say to you, or they don't even know how to safely reboot and restore your trading platform, or give you advice on what's the best trading practices for computerized trading. A famous line in the movie The Sixth Sense, where the child says to his psychiatrist, if you don't believe me, how can you help me? Many hosts have never cared or really seen the trading ghosts that you have experienced. It means nothing to them. Most hosts are web hosts. They tend to think in terms of a website or a web page being unavailable. Maybe you lose a few visitors or the visitors come back. Not with trading. You're hit by profits and losses, and we know that. We understand that. And we really put the effort into making sure you have a great server, network, and a great trading plan. And we're also ready for action the moment you tell us there's trouble. We know how to handle it, and we know what you're facing. All our people 24/7 are there for you, not some outsourced worker from another company whose goal is to spend the least amount of time on troubleshooting your problem, which, if it's a trading problem, they'll have no idea how to fix. What we try to do is mix the practice of trading with the practice of technology. In life, there are choices, and I hope today I've given you a good starting point regarding the different choices that you have to make when considering your automated trading these days, and the importance of remotely hosting your automated trading or semi-automated or discretionary trading. I hope this information has been helpful to you. At My Trade Host, our goals are to prevent downtime for you, because no trading equals no business, to increase your profitability by reducing slippage, and to give you better execution of your trades, to give you the best value possible by giving you 80% of the results that even a hedge fund at the exchange would get at 20% of costs by co-locating your server near the exchange or near your brokerage, and to give you the kind of professional management so you can spend more time trading and less time battling technology and the nuances of the new trading technologies that there are out there. And hopefully we can take your trading to new heights. Thank you everyone for your time and attention today. Please come visit us at My Trade Host at mytradehost.com and drop us a note if you need more help with your trading. I can answer any of your questions now, and again, it's been a pleasure talking with you today, and I can answer some of the more detailed questions that you might have about TradeStation, multi-charts, and what it means to be hosting those trading platforms at a trading host like My Trade Host. So, Shane, I hand it back to you and see if any of the audience has any questions, or if you may have questions for me. As we said before, the VPS, you have to work with bad neighbors. But we can set up a virtual machine on your dedicated server that's your own. So you don't have bad neighbors because you're your own neighbor, or your team is your is your control set of neighbors. So the virtual machines are a very cost-effective way for you to have many trade stations or multi-charts, many windows running on your own dedicated server. You can still use your host server as if it was a complete full server box when you're not running the virtual machines, so you have all the resources of that. But if you decide you want to take a little slice of the pie, as we were describing in the VPS, in this virtual machine setup, you can run that virtual machine on your own on the server and have multiple trading platforms running. Now, you don't have to worry about some foolish trader out there or just another neighbor that's that's really rebooting the server or doing crazy things like loading 10 years of one tick data at the most inopportune time, because you or your trading team controls that. We can set up on one dedicated server on a regular Microsoft Windows Enterprise license up to 4 more virtual machines, and usually on a server with 16 to 32 gigabytes, that will give you plenty of large virtual machines of which to run. And if you want even higher performance, we can set up for you RAID hard drives, which is maybe 2 to 4 hard drives running together for the virtual machine, which are mirrored and backed up. So if anything goes wrong, you just pull one of the hard drives out, and then you plug a new one in. Nothing is interrupted, and you get the resources of all 4 hard drives running very quickly for every one of your trading platforms that you're running on the virtual machine. So the virtual machine is your own type of VPS running on Microsoft's Hyper-V technology, which is native to the Windows operating system. So you're not running some third-party virtual machine software. You're running Microsoft's actual virtual V hypervisor. It's a type of software that runs on the Windows operating system that handles virtualization. The other really great thing about how we set up these machines is that we're able to handle all the virtual networking that goes on in your what they call the host system, your actual dedicated server box. So the virtual networking, we can do very complex things if you need in terms of sharing files and information between different trade stations or multi-charts that you might be running on that server. So let's say you're running 2 multi-charts and 2 trade station virtual machines on the host. All of that could be, all of those trading platforms can be sharing information together. So it's very efficient. Teams can be doing this. We have also clients that come to us where they're also running maybe trading services where they help track performances of different hedge fund traders, and they run these type of virtual machines because they know who their clients are. They're good neighbors for one, and that they could also control the amount of time that each trader logs in during the day, and they can shut off the trading when necessary throughout the nighttime when traders are not supposed to be trading. So there's a lot of advanced things we can do, and we can set up for traders. The VM is really cost effective if you're in the trading team. Let's say if you and 2 other GMT Futures trading guys are come together, you can say, let's just get one dedicated server and let's share the VMs on there, and then you can share a dedicated server. It's much better than what you can get at other hosts, because other hosts will put 8, 10, 20, maybe 30 people on a single machine, and that's just too much. So you have your own server, you're running 4 virtual machines, you can even run 2, whatever number you like, and it's just a very good way to extend the resources of your dedicated server box. And just come to us and we'll give you all the details, and we'll find out from you what you need, and we'll custom set up that virtual machine. Security, everything is included in how we've set up your virtual machine on any dedicated server.
Excellent. So I've got a couple of questions on costings and that, but what I might do is I might put together a bit of a, or just chat to you later, Sky, about an outline of costings, and we'll frame this up for the group. So that's obviously a great option for some of our traders to kind of team up and use those virtual machines. So I might there's a couple of kind of things that I'll kind of just add in here. So there's basically the virtual machines. We'll do a follow up on that. We'll also do a follow up on just reviewing our strategies, reviewing the code, reviewing the strategy orders, just to see if we can get any efficiencies there as well. And I'm also going to update our automation checklist, and I'll just run that by you as well, Sky, just to see if we can actually put together a more, or see if you can add any best practice approaches to what we've already got, just to see if we can get any improvements there as well. So fantastic information, great webinar. Any other questions before we wrap it up? Thank you for your time, Sky, that was excellent, and I look forward to kind of following up with you tomorrow.
Okay, great. And please email us, and if you have any questions or some of your audience has any questions, just email us and we'll be very happy to answer anything that they might need.
Excellent. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Traders, below this video, you'll see a My Trade Host special offer. So if you are interested in obviously setting up a virtual server, a dedicated server, then just scroll down below the video and you'll see a special offer that Sky has provided for our GMT Pro traders and our members. So feel free to click on the link and explore the offers that are available there as part of the video presentation. Thank you for your time and have a fantastic weekend. Cheers.